I don't care what you do and what kind of business you have, you need to be invested in real estate. Everybody thinks that if you want to go into real estate, you need to be in it full time. But the reality to the matter is that there are multiple ways, thousands of ways that you can get into real estate, but you need to get in it regardless on what you're going to do. I want to, number one, give you 3 ways that you can invest in real estate where it gives you advantages of just holding it as an investor. And I want to give you 3 ways to get in real estate if that is what you want to do full time. And those are going to require certain strategies and certain people. And I'm also going to give you that information today. The point to this video is everybody needs to be in real estate in some form. My name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an investor and entrepreneur out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show, where I'll be focusing on how to build a great life around health, wealth, love, and happiness. Most people that you see online or whatever have a really good health, but a really bad business, or a really good business, but really bad health. And I believe that this channel will give you the tools that you need in order for you to hit all 4 areas, which we all need. Why does everybody need to be in real estate? Real estate can mean you as the investor, like I am. I'm not involved in real estate. I've done some of the strategies that I will give you, but I'm not involved into real estate because my main stream of income is my insurance company. You don't need to be full-time into it. You don't need to be spending a ton of time. You don't need to do all the things that people think that will take up all your time. But you need to be in the industry. And the reason being, and again, I want to give you 3 reasons to invest in real estate as the investor, as passive, or what people call passive, and 3 reasons or 3 ways to go into real estate if what you're looking to do is to start in real estate full time. But again, 99% of people that I know that are millionaires and that are making good money are either from real estate, that they're making their money, or they take the money they make and they go and invest in real estate. Statistically, real estate has been the industry historically that has created the most millionaires. Think about that for a second. Is your goal to be a millionaire? I don't know, nor do I care, because this video is not about becoming a millionaire like many other videos that I've done. This video is about you need to be smart about your money. You might not want to become a millionaire or have $10 million or a lot of homes, but in reality, real estate, if you want to be ahead of most people, you need to be in this industry. And I'll give you the reasons why. But again, if most people that have a lot of money are invested into the industry, then what tells you that you shouldn't? And what most people don't realize, which I'll cover later, is the fact that it's so easy. There are many ways to get into it. There are many ways to invest into that industry without you even being involved. Let's jump right into it. Let's assume that you are a person that is looking to start a job or a career that can make you good money. I'm in the insurance industry, and I'm telling you that if you want to make quick money, and I'm not saying a lot of money quick because that doesn't exist, but quick money, 10, 20,000 a month, real estate might be what you want to consider. Here's the other thing too. What you want to do is you want to accumulate assets. A business, real estate is a great asset, and I'm going to tell you why. When 8%, 10%, 20% inflation comes, if you're invested in real estate, your money is going to grow because the value of your properties are going to go up. If you don't invest money, whether into real estate or any asset, like a watch or anything like that, or art, your money is going to lose value every day. When you have real estate and you hold a portfolio of properties, you're not going to worry about inflation because you want inflation. If you have a property that is worth $200,000 and it goes up to $500,000 because of inflation, you're not going to be complaining about inflation. You're going to be happy because the property that you paid $200,000 for now it's worth 2.5 times that. So that's another reason, real quick, before I jump onto the 3 things on the 2 topics that I wanted to give you, because it's pretty important that you know that real estate is just something that everybody, again, that is successful, including myself, have in their portfolios. What are the 3 ways that you should be doing if you want to start investing in real estate? Wholesale, they're going to be flip, and they're going to be rentals. And within rentals, I'm going to break that down. I'm going to leave it for last because I want to break that down into two forms of rentals. The first one, let's talk about wholesaling. Wholesaling is taking a property that you know for a fact, or you have done your research, that is worth more, and you go put it under contract. Let's say that Lucy owns a house on 123 Main Street, and that house is worth, through your research, $350,000. You go to Lucy, you get it under contract for $250,000, and then you go and assign that right to buy the property to Andrew for $280,000, which means that you're profiting the $30,000 window that you're putting it under contract and you're selling it to Andrew for. Now, many people go, well, why would somebody do that? Why would they sell you a house for $250 when it's worth $350? Let me tell you something. There are people that, number one, they don't know much about the market and they don't know much about what the property is actually worth. But number two, there are people that need the money right away. There are people that need to leave the country. They have a family emergency, or they have things that come up in life to everybody that forces them to get rid of the property at whatever price they can. So there are deals, and there are people doing them every single day. I get them texted to me daily, 3-4 times a day. There are deals that are way under market value. Wholesaling is something that doesn't take any money, because what you're doing is you're putting the property under contract. You're not buying it. Your name's never going to be on the title, so you don't need credit or anything like that. And you're going to assign that contract over to Andrew. So Lucy is really selling the house to Andrew, and you're just profiting the $250 to the $280. So that's a way to make an extra $30,000 a month just by finding one deal. And trust me, if you do your research, you can do more than that. Here's the deal with this. Again, my job with this video, stop, if you're thinking about this, stop right now. Stop commenting on the video saying, well, why are you now breaking down everything on how I, can wholesale a property? Because I'm not doing that in this video. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a thought that you didn't have before. And then now you can go and follow Grant Cardone. You can go follow Ryan Pineda. You can follow people that do real estate and can teach you that, because I'm not going to have a course on that. I'm just educating you on where you should be in industry when it comes down to starting a new career. Number two is flipping. Flipping is taking that home that Lucy is selling for $250,000. You actually buy the house. The house needs work, so you buy it for $250,000. You end up putting $50,000 in renovations. You change the flooring, the paint, the cabinets, the kitchen countertops, all that. So you're all in for $300,000, and then you sell the home for $350,000. So you're profiting the $50,000 difference. Now, the tricky part here is how to decide on whether you want to wholesale it and just have Andrew take care of the risk and you don't buy it, and when to flip it. Because at the end of the day, if you're following, you need $50,000 plus the down payment or the cash, depending on how you're buying the property. But basically, on the flipping, you have a bit more risk because you're actually buying the property. On the wholesale side of things, you're not really taking too much risk because you're not buying the property. Number three is rentals. And rentals can be two things. They can be long-term rentals or they can be short-term rentals. And short-term rentals would be something like Airbnb, where you buy a property, you furnish it, you put beds and furniture and TVs and couch and a game room and a pool and everything as if you're going to live in it. But then you go and list it on Airbnb for $300, $400 a night, and then people come for 3-4 nights. They rent it from you, they leave, you put cleaning people in there, they clean it, get it ready for the next one, and then you're short-term renting the home. So basically, on that, what I would say is that it's more profits, but there are some cities that you can't do that on. For example, in Las Vegas, I can't do an Airbnb. It's not legal. Thereby, I can't really explore that option. But you might be in Arizona, you might be in Utah, you might be in California. So that option, if it's legal in your city, don't get in trouble. Don't do anything that is not legal just to make more money, because you're going to end up getting caught, getting fined, and that's not fun. That's not what we're here for. Now, on the other hand, you have long-term rentals. What that means is that you're renting that property to a person for over 30 days. Typically, people rent the homes for a year, which it's the most common lease term, but it can be over 30 years, which is a definition of long-term rentals. Now, with that, you're buying a property, you're renting it out to somebody, and you're cash flowing the difference. What that means is that you're taking a property that you're paying $2,000 a month on the mortgage, you're profiting the $2,000 to the $2,500 that you're renting it on, and then that $500 is your return on investment. Now, many people go, why would I buy a property just to profit $500 a month? Sometimes some of my rentals are even losing money. And I'm going to talk about the advantages of having those even when you're breaking even or losing in a minute, because that's part of the investor side of things. But those three are the ways that you can get into real estate as a full-time career. What are the three advantages that I was talking about when you are an investor? Because that is you putting in your time into it. Now, the three advantages and the ways to get into real estate as an investor, it's just really two things. You can buy long-term rentals because of the advantages that I'm going to talk about, or you can buy it with someone else. Like Grant Cardone has a fund where he buys the properties, he manages the properties, he does everything for you, and then you just give him the money. He sends you a check every month. Everybody's happy because you don't need to manage the property. You don't need to find it. You don't need to buy it. You don't need to fund it. You don't need to get a loan. None of that. So those two are the ways to kind of get into real estate as an investor. But the advantages, though, are three. Number one, you get tax write-offs. Go do your research, because I'm not a CPA and I'm not going to get in trouble here because, I'm giving you financial advice. But tax advantages, you get tax write-offs, and sometimes you can even write off the losses or the depreciation against your normal income. So if you have a business that is making you $250,000 a year and you buy a property that is $500,000, you might get $250,000 as a write-off that you can use to offset your income, and then you end up paying no taxes. Have you heard that rich people don't pay taxes? Well, real estate is one of the ways, if not the only way, that they can write off so much taxes. Now, the second advantage is appreciation. The tax advantage is called depreciation, which means the property is losing value. But in reality, the second advantage is appreciation. Properties are going to go up naturally. Now, 2008 can happen, COVID can happen, and then that can cause property values to go down. But most likely, it's just always going to be a steady curve up. So that's another advantage. Why? Because you're paying $100,000 for a property, and even if you let it sit, naturally over 10, 20, 30 years, that property is going to double or triple in price. So that's advantage number two. If you're not in real estate, just by those two, you need to consider getting into it. Now, the third one is the fact that you're going to cash flow. And that cash flow is what I was explaining before. If you're renting a property for $2,000 and you're only paying a mortgage of $1,500 or $1,200, you're profiting $800 a month. If you accumulate enough properties and you already have your business, you're making money and all that, think about this. You get to buy 2 properties a year because you're making good money. Over 10 years, that's 20 properties. 20 properties profiting $800 a month is $16,000 a month. $16,000 a month can pay your car payment, your mortgage, and you can start seeing how you're not really involved with that property so much, and you're already getting paid to own the real estate. So you're getting depreciation, so tax advantages, appreciation, so your property is going up, and then cash flow. So all those 3 are reasons for you to consider getting into real estate if you're not in it already. Comment below with any thoughts, go to my Instagram account, give me a follow, and ask me any additional questions. But I want you to comment below with your thoughts about this topic and then anything that you don't agree with. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the comments, and then if you go to my Instagram and you send me a DM about this video, we can even jump on a call and discuss any further questions that you may have. For now, go do your research. As always, take care, everybody.